Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Here is my Dacia Spring. It's the 65 Extreme. We're going to look inside and we're just going out for a first drive. Only picked up this car yesterday. I've had a little play with it and it's absolutely great. £16,300 it was. You can pay an extra £650 to have a different colour other than white. That's about it. Should we have a quick look inside? Okay, one of the beauties about this car is it has a key. One of the problems that we have in today's society is that keyless cars get stolen. Not that anybody would want to steal a Dacia Spring. However, the beauty about this is it has a key. And this kind of technology is going out of fashion. And therefore, I am assuming the risk associated to theft reduces. I am assuming that. I have no empirical evidence to support that claim. I'm just basing it on a law of averages. So, great little cockpit. Let's turn the ignition on. Let's put this window up. One of the beauties about this particular interface here is, on the Extreme, is that it has Apple CarPlay. So let it just boot up. We've just booted up. I'm now in Apple CarPlay. One of the maps, the map here is from the mobile phone, my mobile phone, which is here. And I found, let's just turn that down. And the beauty about this is I can navigate from my phone. The navigation on here, navigate with here. Here is the navigation in the car. I find it okay, but I'm more used to using Apple CarPlay. So beautifully, this works with Apple CarPlay, and I guess it works with Android as well. What's this? I've got to accept something. Here we are. Read to proceed. My God, I've got to do all this, but we'll do that at another time. So Apple CarPlay, I can go to my music and play whatever music I want. And the sound in the audio is just about okay. It's not going to be like a Tesla, or it's not going to be like a Range Rover. It's not going to be like a Mercedes, but it's okay. I could easily travel to France with this level of audio. And the radio seems good as well. I believe it's a DAB radio. Confirm in the comments if you know better. Bearing in mind I've only had the car for less than 24 hours. So there's lots and lots that's coming in the future on this particular car. Remember, this is my car. It's not being bought as part of a business that's going to be rented out to other people. This is my car. I've gone and bought it for a very specific purpose. And if you're traveling 40 miles or less a day and you very rarely go out to, you very rarely do 200 miles, then maybe this is an option for you. Modern Heroes, the channel Modern Heroes, he also has an Extreme, and he did a video a few days ago where he went 400 miles in a day and used the fast charging capability to keep him going for the day. So that proves that you can actually go long distances in this car. It's probably not the most perfect car to go long distances in, not from a comfort perspective, but you're going to have to recharge the car. Capability from a charging perspective at 100% is about 140 miles, but you're never going to travel 140 miles. You're going to travel 100 miles and then you're going to recharge, or maybe 110 miles and then you're going to recharge. Talking about recharging, and I'm going to bring up the numbers later in this video, I am going to use the 3-pin plug cable. You have to buy the 3-pin plug cable. And there's a reason for that. Basically, the property that I'm in, not sure how long we're staying there for, and we may end up, where's this lady going? She doesn't look a happy bunny. She's like, oh my God, oh my God. Oh, it doesn't look like she wants me to be here. Oh dear. She looks a bit of a Karen. I'm only joking, of course, she's not a Karen, but she didn't look particularly happy. So use the 3-pin plug, which is, I think, 2 kilowatts an hour charge, and that will charge the car up absolutely fine, paying 26 pence a kilowatt hour from the current electricity provider. To have a box fitted at the side of the house will cost £900, and the break-even point of that is about 1 year and 8 months to break even on the £900. But because I also work with motorcycles, I'm going to take that £900 that I'm not spending, and I'm going to turn it into £1,500. And then I'm going to take the £1,500 and turn it into £2,000, which means the break-even point moves away from 1.5 years, let's say, out to 2 years, out to 3 years. So, you know, a lot of people are going to comment that I'm cheap not having a box fitted for £900. Well, unfortunately, I've lost a lot of money in the past, and £900 is a lot of money. It is a lot of money, and I'm not going to invest £900 where I'm not sure where I'm going to be in a year's time. So that's the rationale behind it. And I can take that £900 and invest it and make more money. So, and I'll show you that on this channel in the near future, over 2025. So that, as I said, that pushes out the break-even point, ding, 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 into the future. So it's not worth it. For me, it's not worth it, yeah? I know that when you buy a Tesla, they always throw in the charging box on your house. Had I bought a Tesla, I would have had that fitted, but I'm not spending £600 to £700 PCP on a Tesla. This one costs £190 a month PCP over 4 years, and then if everything's okay with the car and the car is worth more than £1,500, I'll pay the balloon payment at the end of it. That's the rationale. I hope this is helping. The only family that comes in this is a dog, and that's why there is an orange cover on the back seat. She came out for a ride with me last night just to test it out, and she's fine with it. Yeah, so there's only me and the dog. So are we going to go for a ride? I've got the heater on at the moment. It's currently March 2025. This is a 25 plate car. It's brand new. It's got, let's have a look. How many miles has it got on it? 51 miles. The car's done 51 miles, so it's brand new. It was only picked up yesterday. So let's go for a ride. So to get it in gear, everything's ready. I put the brake down and I select drive. And now it doesn't want to go in. Here we go. Drive. One thing you will notice, whenever the handbrake is up or the brake is on, when it stood still, the engagement of the electric motor is stopped or disconnected. When you take your brake off, the handbrake or the foot brake, it then re-engages and then moves off. So that means that when you stood at traffic lights, you don't have to stick it in neutral like you would do with a normal automatic car. You don't need to do that. So as I take off my handbrake, it engages the drive system and moves forward. Let's go for a drive. It's a very slow road, but everybody drives exceptionally fast on this road. Now, it's not the fastest car on the road, but it certainly isn't slow. If you'll be looking at other videos on the Spring, and people will say it's as slow as anything. It's not. If you're a normal driver, it's not. And I am a normal driver. My other car is a Mercedes E220 Estate, and I drive my Mercedes E220 Estate with its 2.1 diesel engine, very sedately. And I'm going to be driving this very sedately. Yeah? So it's great for that. It's great. A lot of people say, a lot of reviewers say that the steering is light. Now, I will say this, when you're going fairly slow, let's say 30 mile an hour or more, you can feel the road okay. When you're going 40 mile an hour, maybe faster than that, then the steering does get quite light. Maybe a firmware update from Dacia can remove that lightness from the steering. But you do get used to it. It's very, very light. Let's take a left here. Eckershall is just down the road. Eckershall, Staffordshire, which is a beautiful place. So we're currently 25, 27, 30 mile an hour. Let's stick to 30 mile an hour because we're in a 30. And now we're moving into the national speed limit. It's just warning me that I'm over 30. Now we're at 60. So put my foot down. There we are, 50 mile an hour. And increasing. There's no problem. This is fast enough. If you're a speed demon and you want feedback from the steering and the brakes, I suggest you go and buy an Audi Quattro S1 from the 1980s. Yeah? If you don't know what an Audi Quattro S1 is, Google it now. And then you might remember the wonderful times of the Killer Bees Group B in Raleigh. Michel Mouton, absolutely wonderful driver. Michel Mouton from France. Go and Google it. So, I've had, over the last 24 hours, I've had a bit of fun in it. 51 miles of fun. And it seems okay. It's very comfortable. I've got my left leg stretched out, because you don't need to use your left leg, because there are only two pedals, brake and accelerator. And my leg is very, very comfortable. It's the view seems adequate. I will warn you, being 5'10", this part of the roof here, as you get out, you might have to dip your head, because last night I did sort of bang my head on this as I got out. So you've got to dip your head. The seat does not go up and down. The only adjustment is forward and backwards, and the lean angle of the back support. Okay, hopefully you can see me well. As I said, I am 5'10" with a 30-inch inner leg, and my seat is set for me. And this shows you the space that I've got behind me. This seat is being pushed behind for whatever reason. I should have pushed it forward so you can see better. But as you can see, I seem to have plenty of space here. So, you know, I've seen other videos where the space looks a bit compromised in here, but I sit as I sit with a 30-inch leg and, you know, a 5 foot tall height, and I seem to have a reasonable amount of leg space. I'm not digging into the thing like that. I'm not at all. And I've got plenty of space to relax and enjoy myself. Headroom, let's take the glasses off. Probably 1.5 inches, but that's all you need. 1.5 inches goes a long way, as they say. Bum. We'll take it from there. So that gives you an idea. You can see this is fairly low, so you're going to have to dip down when you get out. I'm just telling you. So let's try and get out. There you go. Easy. The steering wheel is adjustable, but only that direction, not backwards and not towards you or into the column. It only goes up and down, yeah? Which is okay. So I'm 5'10", and I feel very comfortable. The steering wheel is an interesting shape, but it feels very comfortable. This one's got cruise control. In fact, let's set it right now. There we are, 44 mile an hour. Cruise control. It's a tiny car, and I personally think that tiny cars over the next years are going to be the future. Based on the economy of the world and things like that and how it's shifting. Hence why I got this car. Now, one of the reviewers has questioned, of the past videos, has questioned the quality of the tyres. I'm going to be looking at that. I will be looking at that. Apparently the Chinese tyres, and you know, maybe it might be a good idea to replace them. I don't know what the tyres are like in the wet because it hasn't been raining, so we'll come back to that. But it's a very comfortable car. The dashboard is very clear and understandable. This interface here is brilliant. Just to let you know, there is an app. Let's go to 30. There we are. Bang. 29 mile an hour in this 30 mile an hour zone. Cruise control. I won't, using cruise control, I won't get a speeding ticket. Absolute winner. There is an app that expects you to connect your phone to the car using My Dacia app. And the beauty about that app is, on the cold mornings, 5 minutes before you set off for your journey, you can use your phone and turn the heater on in the car, so that when you get in the car, the cabin is warm. Now, some of you might know that I used to live in Qatar, and with the cars out in Qatar, we had exactly the same thing over there, where you would start your car up, a petrol or a diesel, you would start your car up, and the air conditioning would come on to cool the inner of the car, and you'd leave it running for, let's say, 10 minutes. Of course, petrol and diesel over in Qatar is cheaper than water, unlike the UK. Hope you're enjoying this. Put your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you enjoy this, to give it a like. So I think I'm the first one, other than Modern Heroes, or maybe because Modern Heroes has bought it for his business, his car business, and that's okay, but I'm the first one that's bought it and showing on YouTube what it's like to own one as a real person. Yeah, is this any good for a real person? Well, 24 hours and it seems okay. Currently doing 41. The road is steeper than you think. Accelerating up, now 50. Throttle down a bit more. Now coming up to 60, now 60. I'm doing 60 mile an hour on a relatively steep hill. There we go. Let's back off a bit. We don't need to do that, because I don't normally do that. I think this brings a different level, a different type of fun to driving. Tiny cars are really interesting things, and no one looks at them now, but you should. You really should. I've got a choice. I either pay £190 a month for this car, or I pay £650 a month for a Tesla, or just over £1,000 a month for a Range Rover. I'm just putting it into perspective. Yeah. So, you know, times are going to be hard in the UK over the next years. I assure you. And that's one of the reasons why this was purchased. Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but at least with this, I know it's going to be 190. Keep control, it says to me. Oh, that's interesting. I know it's going to be £190 a month. That's the consistent parameter. It's a constant, so that's okay. That's not going to change. Electricity out of the 3-pin socket is not going to change too much, or there'll be riots in the streets. So there's some consistency over the next 4 years. At the end of the 4 years, if the car is still worth, what, I think it's £6,500, then I might buy it. If not, then I'll throw it back in, because there was 0% deposit. Sorry, 0 deposit to get this car. There was no deposit. So, there we are. It's like renting a car. Here we go. I'm doing 55 and someone has to overtake me. There you go. On a country lane. So I'm doing 55. Someone has to overtake me because it's a little car while I'm doing 55 on a country lane. Yeah? That's the crazy world we live in. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Anyway, it's really interesting times. Every Tuesday I will be uploading a video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like if it meant something to you. Yeah? And we'll talk about the detail. Yeah? We will talk about the detail. Let's just turn here. So the steering, when you're going slow, isn't as light as when you're going fast. The steering when you're going slow feels just about right. When you're going really fast, let's say 50, 60 mile an hour, it just feels a bit too light. Yeah? Of course, if you want to feel the road, go buy yourself an Audi Quattro S1 or a BMW M3. This is nothing like that. This is a tiny car that's cost nothing to run. Even when you are charging the battery from a normal 26-pin plug at 26 pence, sorry, a normal 3-pin plug, when you are being charged at 26 pence a unit, rather than 9 pence a unit from one of the boxes that cost £900 to fit. Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Yeah? So, there we are. I shall flash up my calculations on the year, on 9, I think it's 20-month break-even point for the purchase of the £900 box. The problem is I can take £900 and make it into £1,500 fairly quickly. Yeah? And I'll show you how to do it on the channel. All you got to do is be able to use a screwdriver and have a simple toolkit. You know, I'm just saying. I can buy a bike for, let's say, £750. I'll spend £150 on it and then sell it for £1,500 or £1,400. That's not hard. That is not hard. Here we go. Currently coming into Ashley in Staffordshire, near Loggerheads. That's a 15-mile journey. It had 98% when I started, and it's now got 89%. But I do have the heating on full. Not from a fan perspective, from a temperature perspective, because it's a bit chilly. Yeah. I'll bring it to the end. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did enjoy it, does it mean something to you? Are you thinking about buying one? Have you got a Tesla? What do you think to this? How much do you pay on your PCP? Is it £600 a month? I don't know. Let me know. I shall speak to you in the next Tuesday edition. Hope you enjoyed this. We'll look around the car in future episodes. Yeah? Hope you enjoyed this ramble. I do repeat myself, all that kind of rubbish. I'm not the perfect presenter, but I am enjoying what I'm doing. I'll see you soon. Drive safely, ride safely, be kind to everyone, and eat healthily. Do eat healthily, that's important. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.